family, to the Game Day Preview podcast from out here at DC Prime in Ashburn, Virginia. We are amongst the best fans in the NFL. Shout out to y'all for being here. Thank y'all for pulling up. Fellas, we've done this every home game. And sadly, this is our last one so far, man. But I think we've done a great job now. Actually, no, we got one more for Christmas. That's my bad. I forgot we do play at home for Christmas. I'm a little thrown off because my guy next to me, Gary Clark, we are waiting on him. Used to him being right here, giving me all my information. He's on the way, but we're going to get started because...
He's not here?
He's not here yet. Now, he might be parking your car, B-Mitch. I know you be putting him to
No.
But
they used to get on me when I was late, when I was a rookie.
Well, now you can get him back. When he comes in, we'll let him join the show. Of course, Gary Clark is here, but then we got Super Bowl champion Brian Mitchell. And we had to get started right away because we got the prospect, Professor Logan Paulsen, and he on the clock right now. He got to get home. So he pulled up on us to show some love, came in with a nice jacket. Brother Logan, it's good to see you. Your first time on the Preview Podcast. How's it feel?
It feels great, man. Obviously, anytime we can come down here to DC Prime, it's a good time. Anytime I can see you guys, it's a good time. So thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Thanks for adding us in there,
Great
Logan.
live,
It means a lot, man.
Great live.
Great live. Appreciate Logan for pulling up, man. He has been busy all day. He had a game yesterday, just like we did as well. We're going to talk about that. But before we talk about anything else in that game, B, we got you here, brother.
Yep.
Jaylen Lane. We see
Yes.
my man got his second punt return for a touchdown. The first time that's happened since 1994. Logan, do you know who was the last guy to do that in 1994?
I think so.
Brian Mitchell, the
Long
man,
time ago.
the myth. I was 2. Let's give it up for B. Give it up for B.
That's crazy that Jay wasn't even born.
Jayden wasn't born. I was 2 years old.
What year was that
All of
for
our
you?
producers weren't born.
That was
either,
my
by the
5th
way.
year.
5th year in the league?
Yeah.
Except for Jason. Jason, I
crazy.
forget. You're my age. Yeah, so, well, but seriously, man, when we saw that play, the minute it hit the punter's foot, you and Tanner looked at each other and said, oh, we got action.
Yeah.
Speak about that moment and what it was like from your vantage point.
Well, I think I've been talking with him. I talked to him last week, and he was like, man, I'm starting to feel real comfortable. I think I'm about to get one. And then on that first return, he almost came out of that. And I don't know what the Giants were doing, all that moving around they were doing. And when that punter kicked that ball like that, it was low. Tanner and I damn near simultaneously said, we got action. Because when that ball is a low-hanging ball without a lot of hang time, like a driving one, we know that the guy is coming back because you don't get people don't get out to their spaces quick enough. And if you could just hit that thing, and all you have to punter left, and the punter's not gonna catch him. And when he got through it, so I was as happy as he was, because people always think people worry about tying records, breaking records. I don't care about no record. I care about guys going out there and reaching their full potential. And ever since he got drafted, I met a lot of people from Virginia Tech, and they talk about how great of a kid he is.
Yeah.
And it's funny calling the guy a kid. I guess I'm getting old, but this thing is about to fall. Got it. But I was thrilled for him.
Yeah.
Because after he had that big one early, he had a few little mistakes, and you could see people turn on you so quick these days. It's so ridiculous to me. But you can see games where you just see something's about to happen. And when he told me that last week, I felt like, okay, people always say, when do you know? When guys start to see things, they know it.
Right.
They begin to get it. And I think he was starting to get there. And then when it happened for him yesterday, I was absolutely thrilled for him.
Yeah, man. And I think the other thing, too, is the punter kind of mishit the ball. Obviously, they're trying to do that cute rugby thing, pin the ball down there to the right. It's right in the middle of the field, B. And I think about, like, every big return that I've been a part of, it's, like, in the middle of the field, right? Because the returner, like you were talking about, the field doesn't disperse. The coverage guy or the guys on the return team did a great job blocking, getting hats on hats, inside leverage. He makes the long snapper miss. That's unfair, right? Can't have a long snapper try to tackle Jaylen.
No, don't let him tackle.
And then he makes the punter miss, right? So, like, that's exactly how you draw the return up. And I think about, like, all the work that those guys put in.
Yeah.
Reeves, the guys on the return team, Yankoff, Sinnott, then how they work so hard to get those blocks. And, again, like how it just sets him up for success. So it's kind of like a running back in that way. Whoa. It's like a running back in that way where, like he's elevated by the people around him and the people on that team.
Hey, we all falling apart here. I'm introducing the show wrong. We got the mics falling down. We need Gary here, man. We need Gary here. But until he's here, Logan, I really love your perspective, because now I know you were in the booth for this game, but normally you're right on that sideline. And to me, especially when I've seen the rookies find success, the way the sideline lights up, the way guys like Jayden Daniels, whether he's playing or not, lights up, is that something you see in real time when you're on that sideline during these big moments?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's something that I remember from when I played, obviously, too. I think because, you know how much how much work that guy's putting in. Like we talked about, all the adversity that Jaylen Lane specifically has faced this year, ups and downs, and is he in the right role, and too much responsibility, too little responsibility. We're not seeing enough from him. And guys hear that. They hear that in the locker room. And so when he makes a play like that, when he has that opportunity, when Ben Sinnott makes the catch, I was down in the field for that, everyone's ecstatic because they know his journey to that moment to kind of be rewarded for all that effort, all that time he's put in. So I think it's fantastic. And again, like you probably remember the same thing. Like I remember being the old head supporting a rookie. I remember being the rookie getting those opportunities. Like I remember my first touchdown and Chris Cooley going to snag the ball for me from the stands. Like it's cool to get that support from the veterans on the team. And again, this team has that at a high level.
And I think when you get a young man like him who comes in and like some rookies could come in, they could be a little bit too brash.
Yeah.
And you want to just bust them in the head.
You gotta let them know.
But I think Jaylen has come in here. He doesn't say much. He's a quiet kid. He just goes out there and work. And when guys see that, and they also see his ability, they are thrilled for that because they know he can help them win games. And when the person starts feeling comfortable and confident, the other team got problems. And this kid right here, he has everything it takes to be one of the best in the league, be the best in the league if he wants that. And go out. Because,
you see that from him, B? You see best in the league?
Because the thing about it, like those 2 returns yesterday, he caught and went straight.
You love that.
That
gets you so juiced
so
up.
everybody goes, like, I don't believe in that sideways stuff. I don't care how fast. You can run a 3.9. If you go sideways, you're giving me a chance. But if you come at me immediately, I have to start breaking down. Most people cannot make a tackle full speed unless you're standing still. If you're coming at them and they're running, they have to break down. And when they break down, guess what happens? The guy that's trailing them shields them. You don't need him to knock the guy to the ground. Just shield him. And he's so fast where he can get in there and out of it so quick. And if he just keeps hitting it, he's going to come out of one even more. He may get 3. You never know.
Yeah, and I think the other thing, too, is he's really good at catching the ball. He's catching the ball, attacking it downhill, and I think that, again, gives him more opportunity. And I would defer to you on that because you're the expert. But, that just from my layman's eye.
I caught and ran scared. I'm going to be honest with you. That's all I
did. Did you really?
Yeah.
No.
He said every time he was scared.
Listen, man.
I doubt that
every time
very
I
much.
caught the ball.
He's just saying that to make us all feel better about
I'm being honest. My mindset was catch it and get through the hole before it closes. That's all. My coach always said the hole closes quick.
It is true.
So I caught it and tried to run through the hole, and I wanted 1 or 2 guys to have a chance to hit me. Not when you run sideways, you give too many guys a chance.
How many times you see those crazy, like, in pursuit tackles where the guy just gets lit up because he's giving everybody an angle to tackle him?
Yeah, it's craziness.
Yeah.
Nah, get in there, get out, go.
And B, it's funny when you say you were scared every time because it makes me think of a guy like Mike Tyson who also, like B, Mitch, can't even imagine him being scared. But Mike Tyson said it. Every time I walked out on that ring, no matter what the fight was, no matter who I was fighting, I was scared. And he used that fear to help fuel him just like you did.
Just like Mike knew if he hit somebody in the right spot, they can go to sleep. And he knew if they hit him in the right spot, he can go to sleep, like Buster Douglas got him. On a football field, if you don't respect the people around you, you're going to have problems.
Yeah.
So that's why I say I ran scared. I felt confident, but I wanted to get into a position where I was the aggressor before they can be the aggressor.
Yeah.
And I think once I was the aggressor, then now I'm like a lion going after anything out there. I'm going to eat you up. That's what I wanted. That's the way you have to be. You have to think that way.
And who better to talk
Everybody
about this
clap
than the
now,
best to
clap,
ever do it?
baby,
And
clap.
speaking of one of the best to
We
ever
got-
do it, Gary
Gee,
Clark in
house.
the building, my guy. What's up, baby? No, you good. Ain't no need to apologize. We just, we got started real quick, but we made
It's
sure
just
to
like
show
you
you
remember that time
love.
when I showed up late for that meeting when I was a rookie? There you go. You good. Depending on how you play is how much I'm going to find you going forward.
Welcome again,
What
Gary
Gibbs
Clark.
That's what Coach Gibbs told me.
Don't be embarrassed. It's happy to have you here, Gary. Welcoming in Super Bowl champion Gary Clark to the building. We are talking about Jaylen Lane getting that second punt return touchdown. It hasn't been done since 1994 when your boy Brian Mitchell did it, man. How special is that to see history continue to grow and to see possibly him break B. Mitch's where he could get 3. B. Mitch said he's excited to see it. I know you excited to see it too.
It'd be great if he can do it, but I mean, there's only one B. Mitch. I mean,
Amen.
that's for sure.
Amen.
And B. Mitch is being nice up here right now. He'll tell you there's only one B. Mitch. He'll tell you that himself.
But that wine pour a little bit more.
But it was spectacular to see. It's nice to get a win as well. I mean, having the team go out strong is important. So if you can close out the season with all wins, it's going to be a great day for the Commanders.
Especially when this gets NFC East opponents. Before we get into that, me and Logan, we have the pleasure of doing game plan with head coach Dan Quinn. And during his post-game locker room speech, he mentioned Brian Mitchell and mentioned that you were the last one to do that. Then we're talking to him on the game plan, and he mentions you again and says B came to practice. He came to training camp and talked to these guys. There's nobody better to be talking to these guys because he's the best to ever do it. That's what Dan Quinn said. How awesome is that respect, man? Because we've been there in times where other places, other people didn't want to show that type of love, but Dan Quinn always shows love.
To be real, though, B, because, Brian was like, oh, he's a legend in Washington. And then Coach Quinn was like, no. He's a legend in the league.
Amen.
Hey, I like it, Dan. Appreciate you. I'll checks in the mail. But no, listen, man. It's just, it feels good to have someone that understands what you did, and I give some love and respect to it. Like, listen, like when I got here, Gary and Darryl Green and, Walter Stanley and Joe Howard Johnson, those guys that were punt returners, they helped me. They gave me confidence. They never was concerned about what I can do. There are a lot of veteran guys who won't help young guys. I've never had a problem helping our young guys because I got that love and respect. Ernest Biner, Kelvin Bryant, as a running back position, taught me what I can go out there and do, and made me become better, made me have a chance to make a team. So when you see someone do it to you, you want to do it to everybody else. And now I'm gone from the game. Hell, I can't take nobody's job for sure. But I think I can help somebody not deal with some of the things I had to deal with coming through it. And if I can give you something that can help you out, and I got to tell you, like Jaylen, he has my phone number. He can call me whenever he wants to call, anything you want to talk about. Like when he had the bad game, I just send him a little text and say, hey, man, pulling for you. You'll get past it. Because I think sometimes people feel lost.
That means something, though, too. To have somebody
when you're young and you make a mistake, you feel like you're by yourself. And that I never want anyone to feel that. Yeah. Because I can remember when I was in my rookie season, my brother got killed during minicamp, and I didn't tell many people. I went to the funeral, and my mama said, your brother would want you to play. So I went to the wake, left before the funeral, got back to the game to play. And if anybody saw me play that game against the Steelers, they would say, this dude is possessed. I was, because I was playing for Michael Brian Mitchell. I'm Brian Keat, he's Michael Brian. And I was playing for that Brian Mitchell of the aspect, and I lived by that, So it's like, and I had Ernest when he found out, he said, man, why didn't you call me? You can call me about anything. So I began to lean on Ernest about stuff. And when you have a veteran player who plays your position, who doesn't care about helping you get better, and yes, you are challenging him for his job. But he didn't have one problem with that. He did so much stuff for me. I felt I have to do it. So I did it with James Strash and all kind of people that came around behind after me. And that's what you do, man, Because when you try to when you get some blessings and you try to hold it for yourself, it works against you. You got to pass that stuff out.
B, I know you don't like us calling you a nice guy, but I don't think you ever beaten them allegations. This show right here done showed how nice of a guy you are. That was very kind and sweet, my brother. You never awesome. Beaten those allegations.
I'm a renegade, bro. I'm a renegade.
Who is this guy?
Who's sitting beside me right now?
Yeah, we talk about that post-game speech, and during that post-game speech, Coach gave the game ball to Jaylen Lane. So our producers put together a nice little exercise for us. Logan, I'm going to start with you. Who would you give the game ball to? Jaylen Lane's already taken. Who would you give the game ball to after that win over the Giants?
Yeah, I saw that on the rundown. I kind of was like, who of the guys, that I thought really stood out? And I think the one guy is Bobby Wagner, man. Like I went back and watched the tape last night, watched a little bit more this morning, and just for a guy, 34 years old, to be tackling and playing the run the way he's consistently playing the run and the leadership that he exudes, like – there's a third down play, that kind of leads to the punt return that he sets up and makes a tackle. And you think he's 21 years old just out of college, man. Just the passion, the energy, the physicality that he's playing with is, people want to come after him for certain things. Like, obviously gives up that tough touchdown where he's in good coverage.
Man, perfect throw.
I know.
Yeah.
Great
perfect
throw,
great
catch. And so you get got, but I do think he's, over the last couple of
weeks
weeks specifically, since Dan taking over play calling, he's played at a different level, so I would give him the game ball, I think.
What about you, B?
I would go Bill. I know he fumbled the ball, but the whole thing about it is that young man, he'll learn, okay? Because, like, when I was a rookie, I'm not going to lie, I put the ball on the ground a couple times, bro, because I was always trying to attack people And they kept saying, put that left hand on the ball. If you hear me on radio, you hear me talk about B, I'm always saying, put the left hand on the ball. Because he has a tendency, as soon as he gets the handoff, he's here. And he's running through the line like this. If you just run through it holding that thing and then get out in the open field, it'd be good for you.
It's a tough lesson to learn, though.
It
it's
is.
tough.
And I used to never put the ball in my left hand until my right shoulder got dislocated. So now I learned how to run in my left hand. So an injury made me become better at the position, but I really think his vision is out this world. That's play that he had was supposed to go outside. And
Touchdown.
Put the foot in the ground, went straight.
Dude, B. It was crazy because it's an RPO, right?
Yes.
They're kind of got the bubble to the offensive right there. Everybody's pursuing. They kind of make a split there by formation.
Yes.
And really just an outstanding job
It's
by
like,
him.
you know, I remember playing again in New Orleans, and we had a left return on. I caught it on the right hash, so I'm supposed to run out, like, towards the left hash to go outside. I started running, and I noticed everybody had already jumped, so I just went straight up the field. And I get to the sideline, the coach is like, yo, man, that was left return. I said, we ran a touchdown, man. He said, well, why did you go there? I said, you'll see on the film.
Was he mad? For real?
No, he was just asking me a
Oh,
question.
I got you.
He said, I said, you'll see on the film. We got to the film. He goes, damn, you saw that? I'm like, I see it all, bro. Because, like, why would I run outside when the touchdown was there? I went 67, bro, in New Orleans, in front of the home crowd.
Oh,
Thank you.
at the crib, it don't get better than that.
And it looked just like that yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, he just knew, boom, go by himself.
Gary, who do you have? Who would you give your game ball to from last game?
I'd give it to the offensive line. You know, allow a running back to go and run the way that he ran. Don't get me wrong, I give him a credit as well. But you know, having the offensive line show up and play the way that they did, allowing us to not have to throw the ball as much as we needed to throw the ball, allowing us to run the football like the football needed to be ran, and allowing that young man to have a great day. But the offensive line allowed that to happen.
All right, let's give it up for these guys real quick. Let's give it up for them real quick. Logan, look, you was going to say something real quick, man. What's up?
Well, I was going to say, I thought Gary was going to talk about Terry, so that's why I didn't give him the game ball. But I would give Terry a game ball because he played out of his mind, right?
You
Touchdown.
can tell he played with the Hawks.
Yeah, I know. Like, he's giving the O-line all that love. I was like, Terry would also get one too. So
3 catches, 69 yards, and a touchdown for Terry McLaurin. It's been so great to see him back. And we're going to need him, fellas, because we got a heavy game on our hands with the Philadelphia Eagles. So let's dive right into that because, B, I'm going to start with you. Last time we saw the Eagles, NFC Championship.
Yep.
This is a very different team. This is a very different season they are having. However, we understand too well how dynamic and explosive this Eagles offense can be.
The thing about him is if you go into that game expecting – look, they have some issues going on that team. I don't care what they say. There's something psychological messing them up. If you look at it and you watch the way Jalen Hurts and also A.J. Brown, how they operate with each other, something's going on. And then A.J. Brown is so dynamic. And watch the passes he dropped.
Yeah.
He dropped 3 passes. 2 of those could have been touchdowns in their last game, in two games ago. But the thing about it is Jaylen is not throwing it around like he used to. Saquon's not running it like he was last year. That defense isn't playing as great, but that's because teams are making them work. We have to make them work. We can't go into the game and have turnovers and have penalties. We can't help them, you know. So the thing about the Eagles is they are the hunted now. And some teams are going out there and they are hunting them down. We have to do the same thing to them. They may come into this game, they're going to be favored. They may think they're better than us, but I've seen in this game too where the best team doesn't always win. So on paper, they might be better than us. Record, they might be better. But on that day, you find out what's happening.
And Logan, outside of Fred Smoot, you are our film guru. You do
Don't
watch
even-
film the second
don't
best.
even bring that
Fred
up.
Smoot, according to him, he watches film the best. He breaks down
his
film the
iPad
best.
doesn't even log in anymore. What are you talking about?
He's never used it. Never used it before. That's how he's supposed to be watching film. Logan, when you look at the film,
Yep.
you watch Philly. You heard B say they leave a couple plays on the table. Are they as advertised? If you understand what I'm saying.
So what I would say about Philly when you watch the tape is comparing last year to this year, last year they were the best roster in football by a mile. Best offensive line, best skill position group, best running back, and the quarterback was kind of a passenger, right? Like he was the personnel offensively was the truck and he was the trailer, right? He was getting towed by the offense. Now Lane Johnson's been out for a couple weeks. Tyler Steen's taken over for Mekhi Becton, a good player, not a great player, right? You feel some of that inconsistency on the offensive line, which we haven't seen there for probably 3 years now. So that hurts that hurts.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Hurts wants to hold the football, see throws. He's not a great anticipator with the football. So that little tweak in personnel, I think, is having huge ripple effects throughout the offense. And then the fact that he likes to throw outside the numbers, which are traditionally low percentage throw. You get A.J. Brown. And again, you talked about the balls he's dropped, but those are not easy catches all the time, right? It's over the shoulder. It's difficult down the field opportunities. And so I think all of those things compile to put him in a difficult spot to be successful. B, what you got?
He makes 8 figures a year.
I mean, B.
He better catch it over the shoulder.
Hey, it's a tough deal, man.
No.
It's tough.
The ones I'm talking about.
You
the
saying
game,
he should catch
the
it.
game against
It was the Rams, right?
The Chargers.
Chargers.
It was in the end zone. He hit both hands. He was down the sideline.
Hey,
hit both
he
hands.
might not have been feeling good, B. You don't know.
Yeah,
you don't know how he's
they
doing.
don't like each other. I
He might
really
be having
believe.
a tough day.
I want to hear from Gary on this one because this is my favorite part of the show right here. The back in my day part of the show. Gary, should he be catching that ball, Mr. 8-figure man?
Oh man, he should catch the ball no matter what. But sometimes you do have those games where you don't. I've been there too. I mean, there's
Thanks,
catches
Gary.
I should have made catches, and I didn't make those catches. But it'd be hard for me to believe that a player would drop a ball on purpose. If he's doing that,
Now, I'm not saying he dropped it on purpose.
he does not belong in the league.
That's what you
but
said,
sometimes you have an off game. You just do. I mean, I'm never going to drop a ball because I'm mad at Ripper, I'm mad at Doug, I'm mad at Jay. I'm not going to drop a ball because of that. But
It's
sometimes-
bad juju, and I'm trying to
sometimes
say,
you have
Jay.
No, I
off
think
game,
that's
yeah.
right, yeah. There's definitely something going on.
It's
for sure.
bad juju in that locker room.
I mean, y'all been in these
it's
locker
been going
rooms.
on for 2-3 years, though.
It's been going
didn't
on
just
since
start.
they've been together.
It's kind of how they work, though.
It is how they work.
It's
It's
how they
that
work.
like toxic relationship that kind of works
I've
well.
never
And
heard
it's-
Gary going at Rip and all that stuff. It's something with those dudes, man. Yeah, it's diva-ish. Too many divas.
And they go back, right? So we've seen that
Well,
a lot.
as long as it's during the game. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, I yelled at probably all our quarterbacks except for Joe T. Joe T's probably the only quarterback I didn't yell at. That's because I was a rookie.
Why didn't you yell at you? Because you were a rookie?
I was a rookie, so I was a
Yeah.
rookie. I was a yell. At that time,
Bad look.
there's never been a player in Redskin history when Joe was coaching the team that I ever seen him give the type of power that he gave Joe T. I've never seen that before. Like when we do, the early morning meeting, when Joe T said the meeting was over, the meeting was over. It was just that. But after that happened, and we got Jay, Joe never gave another player that type of power ever again.
He found out that
Ever
was a
again.
mistake.
You know what I mean? And I don't know if it was a mistake or not. I
He's
mean,
like,
but
that
was
player
like,
think
dude.
he's a coach.
I mean, and it kind of was. I mean, a lot of, but you're a quarterback, B. Mitch. A lot of times you guys are the field generals. A lot of times you guys do take control of the game the way that you feel the game needs to go.
On the field,
You're
yeah.
on the field. So I mean, and that's how just kind of like Joe T did too. I mean, so but what I did know is he never ever gave anybody that kind of power again. The closest person he probably ever did it was me because he put up with me. And most coaches would not have put up with me.
I'm glad my coaches never gave me that power when I thought the meeting was over. It was over because we would have never met. I think meetings are for the birds.
What? Seriously?
Bro, I hate meetings. If you gotta
You
wait
play
for
quarterback, though.
if you wait for the meeting to learn what you have to do, it's too late.
So when did you do your learning?
I was at home doing it. Just like
No, yeah, obviously.
And I
but-
did homework at school.
they gotta
so
do the
I did
install,
homework
though.
at school, so I didn't have to take it home. I studied football at home, so I didn't have to worry about the meeting. I get rest in the meeting. I was
Get
backwards
rest
on all
in
my
the
stuff.
meeting.
Listen, I did.
I just found out he was a chemical engineer in college, so maybe that's how he did it. Just memorize
I did
photograph
stuff a
memory.
different
Wait,
way.
time out. B, you was a chemical engineer
I
in
mean,
college?
yeah, I had an engineering scholarship.
Is
That's
it
why I went to
everybody
school.
chemical engineers?
Look at this guy.
Listen,
Look
not
at this
this kind
guy.
of chemicals now. B, this sound like the real spill. You were doing chemical engineering?
No, I was social science.
Yeah.
They're going to say, yeah, pick an easier path, my brother. Dang, not everything got to be hard.
I knew you were smart, but I didn't know you were that smart.
Yeah, I did a little. I was told that I had to be good at school. I couldn't play football, so
You're really good at school.
I paid
sounds like.
attention in school.
Logan, what was your major?
History and political science.
That sticks. That
Yeah.
sticks. You seem like a history
Got
buff
good
to me.
memory.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Got a good memory.
Don't know
Now,
that.
Gary, you mentioned it not leaving the field, but I think it's easy for us to speculate that it has because we've seen those locker room interviews with A.J. Brown where he's talking trash, where he's calling out his teammates. When you see something like that, though, you got to imagine, okay, maybe there's a chink in the armor here. Maybe there's a weakness like B. Mitch was alluding to.
I think, but he's been that way his whole career. Everybody know that. You know, when he's coming to a team that he's going to be that way. So you adjust your game to meet that. And last year they made it work. So things come out when you lose. Unfortunately, somebody has to point the finger at somebody. Somebody's gonna get the blame. Sometimes S just happened. But we just need to spank that butt, and then after that, then they can go ahead and start doing what they can come to do. The key is when you get the chemistry, when you hit the playoffs, you hit it at the right time. That's all that matters.
And Logan, a big part of spanking that butt is going to be stopping a guy that we hate seeing, Saquon Barkley. Still getting it done, just 60 yards away from a 1,000-yard season, 6 touchdowns on 240 carries. It seems as if when Saquon, especially when he's in Northwest, whenever he's playing the burgundy and gold, he seems to have his best outings. How do we keep him from accomplishing that Saturday?
Yeah, I think it kind of goes back to that thing about the offensive line. Again, that group's really good, not as efficient as they were last year. And I think, Saquon, he is this kind of big play merchant, right? He's always hitting home runs. But when you watch his kind of muddy runs, down-to-down efficiency, it's usually pretty low, right? Like mathematically, it's pretty low, right? So if you can keep him from finding these big plays, which most teams this year have done, right? He's just not running as effectively because the holes aren't as big and the offensive line's not as effective. So if you can keep him out of those big explosive plays, usually he's not going to have a good day. Now, I will say, that's easier said than done. It's easier for me here. What is today? Monday, to be saying that and be like, this is going to be really easy. But he's an explosive, dynamic athlete. And again, just got to play good, sound run defense and make sure everything stays in front of you and you tackle well. But that's, again, easy to talk about here in this nice, warm room.
Let's look at this Eagles defense. Let's move forward because we found out some news this week that Jayden Daniels will be shutting it down for the last 3 games. Coach talked about it, said that, Jayden is not going on injury reserve. He'll still be practicing. Even admitted that Jayden is not too happy about it, which we can all expect because he's a gamer and he's a leader. B. Mitch, you do radio every single day. I think you were on air when the news dropped, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I just gotten off when it dropped.
Yeah, man. How you feel about that, man?
Well, I listen, man. After watching yesterday, Pat Mahomes went down. Michael Paulsen went down. Jayden re-aggravated the same injury last week. I really believe that everybody came to a conclusion after that. Like, look, man, let's just try to figure something out. I think that they had a game plan prior, and then more things happened and more information came out, and they said, you know what? With this information, we're gonna make this decision. I think the thing of it is this. I deal with a lot of media people, and their problem is they change their mind all the time. They don't think nobody can change their mind. Once you get more information, you make an adjustment. And I have to believe that Dan, Adam, Josh got together and they came up with a conclusion. You don't let Jayden get involved because he's not going to go along with nothing you say. And I think the whole thing about it is I'd rather calm a fool than resurrect a corpse. That was John Thompson say. He would always say, I'd rather calm a fool than resurrect a corpse. And Jayden is by no stretch a fool. But Jayden is a competitor. He wants to play. And you need someone to come in and say, hey, it's time that you just come back a little bit. We know you want to go, but we have to pull you back. And I think they're making a decision based off of the fact that that arm got re-injured. It's going to take a little time to get it healthy. And then why do you want to try to go push it at this point? I said from the beginning, whatever they decide, I'm cool with. Because I understand this group here cares about their players. This group here is going to make sure they do the right thing about their players. So when they decided to let him go into the game, I had no problem with it. When they pull him back, I have no problem with that as well. Because that's your decision.
And B, I'm so glad you said that because I think that's what a lot of people miss is that this coaching staff has earned the benefit of the doubt when it comes to that regard because we know DQ and company, they're going to do what's best for the players. We've seen it. We've heard it from free agents that come in. We hear it from year 2 guys. This is a new regime, but we know what it is. Dan Quinn takes care of his guys, and I think that's what we need to be focused on.
But also, I think it's best for the organization, right? If you're looking ahead to 2026, like if Jayden had some significant injury that's going to ricochet into 2026, that season's going to be lost too, right? So we need to make sure that he's healthy, happy, well maintained going into that season. And I think again, it's the right decision for the player. I think it's the right decision for the organization.
When Pat went down yesterday, my phone lit up. Hey, they got to set him down now. And then we all try to downplay that we don't let other stuff affect us. We all do.
We're human.
I'm sure those injuries came up in the conversation. And also, I could believe this. I could believe that there's an assurance about some major people who will be back here next year to be able to do it again. Those things come into conversation. Look, you're going to judge me based off of this, that, and the other. Well, I need my – no, you don't have to worry about that. Okay, cool.
Right.
Let's shut down this guy because the future of this team rides on that dude.
Yeah.
And if everybody understands that and everybody's on the same page, I'll go back to a game we were in Cincinnati, I think it was, last year.
Yeah.
And Tanner and I were getting into an Uber. And it's one of the people that work in security. And they're like, no, I got a black. Y'all can ride with us. And we were like, nah. He's like, no. Things have changed now. We all on the same page. Everybody is in this together. That is what I'm seeing based off of that decision that was made today. Everybody is in this together. This is not coaches against owners, against the players don't like this, don't like that.
Sure.
Everybody is working for the same accord. And when you have that, you can make decisions, tough decisions like that.
And I think that's an excellent point, too, right? Especially when you look at Eagles defense that is getting busy, man. They got it done against the Raiders. Gave up 0 points, 4 sacks, 7 QB hits. Does that go into account, Logan, when you know the defense you were playing? Because we have talked about that a little earlier in the season, like, dang, man, Jayden coming back at certain points against very, very tough defenses. This is one of those instances where he would have been facing a very, very aggressive, strong defense.
For me, though, the key is that Jayden wanted to play.
Yeah, he did.
That's the most important thing to me. He wanted to play. And you shut him down, and that's great. They shut him down. They should shut him down, quite honestly. But he wanted to play. If my quarterback didn't want to play, then I'm going to look at him a little differently.
No, absolutely.
I'm going to look at him a little differently.
Yeah.
But he wants to play. He's upset that he's not going to have the opportunity to play. But he'll come to like that his coaches made that decision. He knows that the coaches, they love him. They care for him. The ownership cares for him. They want to see him, not re-injure that. For, quite honestly, you're playing for pride right now. Don't get me wrong. You should always play for pride from day one. But that's all they're playing for right now. But to me, he wanted to play, and that's the key. If he didn't want to play, then I'd have been looking at him a little differently.
And he always wants to play. We've seen that, right, Logan? Like, he has been vocal. Not this time because we haven't heard from him yet, but in other times. I want to be on that field. This isn't my decision. We've heard that from him a time or two.
No, absolutely. And again, like, does the Philadelphia defense come into this? I'm not sure. Like, the thing I think that B alluded to there is, like, with 3 games left on a season that you're not playing for the playoffs anymore, like, I do think you have to consider long-term ramifications of his health. And I think that, to me, is probably a bigger issue because I will say, like, the Philadelphia defense is playing well right now. They're not playing as well as they were last year either, right?
Yes.
I think their number 2 corner spot's been in flux. Losing Hargrave in free agency has really been hard for them to replace. Like, there's all these things. And so you've seen teams like the Bears, for example, really get after them, right? Physically move them off the ball, which is something we haven't seen. So, obviously, it's not the group it was last year, which was one of the most dominant groups we've seen in NFL history.
Yeah.
But, again, I think you're thinking long-term. Long-term consequences for a late-season injury for the franchise player. Man, I don't want to even think about those ramifications.
We went to the championship game last year way ahead of schedule. We went after it this year. Things didn't work out. Let's get back to game planning and building this thing the proper way.
No, I think that's right.
And guess who's most important in that rebuild? Number 5. So we're going to make sure he's going to be the guy hitting the ground running instead of something happen, a fluke, a freak accident happens along the way, and then you got to wait on him throughout the offseason. No. We're going to hit the ground running because he's going to be 100% healthy in the offseason.
And Logan, something that Coach said during his presser when he announced it was that, yes, Jayden learns on the field, but he can also learn from this vantage point on the sideline because of our quarterback in Marcus Mariota, a guy that's been a leader, a guy that's played majority of the season for us, and a guy that has a lot of parallels to Jayden, right? Heisman winner, mobile, smart, athletic, a gamer. How excited are you to see Marcus Mariota get an opportunity? Because now he knows he is going to be the starter. He gets to finish this season out strong. And we've seen Marcus Mariota still got some left in the tank.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for Marcus.
Yeah,
I think he's really earned this opportunity. And again, like when you look at his numbers over the course of the year, he's been very efficient. He's held this offense at an extremely high level. And I think at times he's played better than Jayden. At times, right? I'm not saying on the whole, but I think there's something there to saying like, hey man, you've earned the right to take every rep in practice this week to put us in a position to be successful. Yeah. And again, like he's through his play, through his leadership, through his charisma with the guys in the locker room, all those things I think lead to him deserving this, and I'm excited for him because it's so hard once you've lost the opportunity to regain it. Like I remember talking to Rex Grossman when I was here, and he was like, I never thought, he was a former 4th-round pick. After I lost the opportunity in Chicago, it would take this long to get it back, and here he is getting an opportunity to start play significant minutes, which is really a testament to him and his work ethic.
I'll say this, and this is kind of joking but serious. Selfishly, I'm scared.
Because you don't want to, you don't want to go
Marcus plays
someplace.
so
yeah.
well,
It's good, man.
somebody may give him a chance to be a starter somewhere next year. You know what I'm saying?
We were worried about that last year.
You know, the dude can play. But the thing of it is, he also gives you a chance to win.
Yeah.
And listen, we just saw a 44-year-old dude come back into this game.
That's crazy.
You think if somebody see him play strong down the stretch, they're not going to reach out to him? Phillip Rivers just showed me not many quarterbacks are very good in the NFL. I would have took a guy off a couch to go play. Come on, man. Please.
And they named him the starter. He did enough in
He
that
started,
game to
and he
start the rest
almost
of the
won
season.
the game for him last night.
That's
Come on, dog.
diabolical.
It's not his
Wow.
fault the defense gave up a 30-second boom, boom, down the field. They kicked the field goal to win that thing.
It was
He could
wild.
have thrown a little better pass late, but he was stretching. He was trying.
It was wild seeing him celebrating like we've seen for so many years of Phillip Rivers. And that's an excellent point. And fellas, we're getting close to the end of the show, but I have to mention, looking ahead at our schedule, it's all NFC East.
Yep.
Very, very interesting. Gary, you know better than anybody how important these NFC East games is. You talk about what you're playing for. You're talking about that pride. There's nothing more prideful than beating a division opponent. And I know you probably felt the same way when you were playing against the Giants, against the Eagles, against Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, when I was playing, quite honestly, it was going to be somebody from the NFC East going to the Super Bowl or the 49ers. Just what it was for me for like almost my whole career in Washington. It was kind of that way. It's going to be somebody from the NFC East or it's going to be San Francisco going to the Super Bowl. So you learn to play on those in-conference rivalries, and that's what needs to happen. I mean, they need to win out. You win out, all of a sudden you go into next season prideful. You got something to build upon. You're feeling good about yourself. And honestly, getting back to that quarterback, if you don't have controversy at every position a little bit, then you don't have a winning team. I need somebody to push me. I need to be able to look over my shoulder and be like, okay, I can't take a break because this player could be just as good or better than me. And that's what a great teams have. The great teams have the person playing behind the starter should be just as good or better than the starter. When you have that, you win Super Bowls. This is what it is. This is what it is. Reason B. Mitchell, I was a return guy. I saw B. Mitchell, I was like, yeah, he does that better than me. You see certain things, and I mean, that's what it was.
Were you starting as a receiver at the time, Gary? Were you starting as a receiver also, or were you the full
I know when I first came in, it took me 5 games before I started.
Okay.
I got to my starting position, but at the end of the day, I was better than the starter, but it took me 5 games, which is 5 games too long in my case. I mean, shit, we could have got to the playoffs. They started me a little sooner. That's the way I feel about it. But no, I mean, that's what it is. Like but then Ricky Sanders came in. I have a great rookie year. You know, I'm like, oh, I'm feeling good about myself. And then I see Ricky Sanders come in, and I'm like,
Uh-oh.
man, I was like, Art, he may be better than both of us. I was like, so I just
got
I got
something
Art
with that,
Monk. But I worked. I mean, I'm an assassin, though. I just am. I mean, I befriended Ricky, right? We ended up being boys. But when I initially befriended Ricky, became his roommate, it's so I could study him.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
man.
Oh, yeah. I want to see what he was doing. Now, and the nice thing about, the crazy thing is, Ricky just was naturally gifted and talented. He didn't do anything. When he went to sleep, I went and trained. Ricky had no clue about this till years later. He had no clue. He go to sleep, I go train.
Really?
I was like, you ain't taking my job because he was that good.
Really?
People forget, I mean, he took our job.
You know what? It is crazy to hear this because
That's how I took Fred's job. Did you know that? Who just pulled him? Fred, what's
Hey, shout out to Fred
here.
Smoot
Fred,
in
come
the
here.
crowd.
Yeah, he's
Sneaking
late.
in up here.
Hey,
Go
look,
ahead,
look,
up?
boy.
Who's late?
We got room
Ricky
for you.
Irvins. They drafted Ricky Irvins. He Rose Bowl MVP. I'm like, damn, they gonna cut me. No, they're not. And then the next year they drafted Desmond Howard. I'm like, are they gonna let me ever rest?
Hey, real quick, before we give love to Fred Smoot, give it up for Logan Paulsen.
Logan.
First time here on the
right,
preview
Lo.
show.
Logan.
Did an excellent job. Thank you, brother, for taking the time, man.
from it, though.
I wonder why all these girls came here for Logan. That's why all the girls came here tonight.
Fred, you know what? I think that's a perfect way to end the show. Do you want to tell that story that Logan alluded to on how he got into this broadcast game?
You know, I done opened a lot of doors for a lot of people. It happened with Santana, too. And that's why I say the Lord works in mysterious ways. All right, this is how the story starts. I'm slowly driving down to Richmond. All right, it's training camp. You remember we used to do training camp in Richmond?
Yeah.
All right, so they give me my whole schedule, tell me what time to be at training camp the next day. So I said, all right, you know what? I might well jump this training camp off with a night in Richmond. All right? So I went out. I had a great time. I woke up. It was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. so by that time, Ryan didn't panic. And he said, yeah, it was Ryan's first day on the job.
It was our boss, Ryan's first day.
I come up MIA. Listen, the city of Richmond would chew you up and spit you out. And I was spit out that day. All right? So he got on the phone like, I got to find a replacement for Fred. He hits Logan up, the start of a blossoming career in media right there. Because of Richmond.
You know, that shows how talented Fred Smoot is because he got about 3 or 4 of those stories where he just didn't show up. Brother ain't lose his job. He ain't get fined. And he's still rocking with my boy Barstool now.
He's still rocking. Like, I remember he was supposed to come on my show one time. He's supposed to be there Thursday. So Wednesday, Fred shows up. I'm like, what are you doing here? He said, I'm about to go on. I'm like, tomorrow? He say, for real? The next day, what y'all think? He was late.
I was early the day before. All right? I had a story like that just happened the other day. All right, check this out. No, check this out. I was running the hard streets of Ashburn the other night. All right?
Like you always doing.
Yeah, I was running the hard streets of Ashburn the other night. So I wake up, it's Friday. I wake up Saturday morning, and I remember that we got a 1 o'clock game. I got to do my first hit at 10:30. I wake up, I turn my mic on, I'm listening to Christmas music. I'm wondering why I don't hear Jinx and I don't hear everybody. So I text CJ, what y'all waiting on? I'm waiting on the mic to start the show. He said, son, it's Saturday. Right? the show ain't till tomorrow. Listen. So what the lesson of that story is, I'm trying to do better.
I was wondering what the lesson of that story was. I wasn't going to try to do better.
I'm trying to get there the day before. I'm trying to do better, man. And I keep getting pulled down.
Were you on time Sunday?
I was on time Sunday.
Amen. All we can do is improve, my brother. That's all we can do is improve.
I always was told, if you get better each and every day, that's all you can do.
Amen.
And that's all I'm trying to do. We all
He's like a black cat. They got more lives, boy. He got more lives than anybody I know.
Hey, you can't keep a good man down.
You cannot, man, Fred.
Boy,
and
you
they
are
appreciate
crazy.
you pulling up, man. Before we end this show, because yes, our Commanders are out of the playoffs. However, James Madison is not out of the playoffs.
Dukes.
My boy, alma mater, the
Go
Dukes,
Dukes.
is in the college football playoff.
We're gonna
Gary,
spank
I
over
see
the
that
Dukes.
smile, boy. Look at me.
I'm mad.
We're going to spank
They
them.
beat us.
They beat them Cajuns.
Yeah, they beat us, man.
Same conference.
Yeah, y'all got everything y'all
But
deserve.
how did we beat you guys, though?
How?
I mean, what was the score?
Y'all beat us bad.
Gary, no, he just wanted to hear you say it.
I didn't know. But hey, I'm not worried. As soon as they come to Lafayette, got them. Got them. We're going to
Lies.
feed them, and they won't be able to run.
Lies.
That could be next
Damn,
year.
you good, man.
Y'all can't beat us in Lafayette.
Who Mississippi State?
You.
Oh, I'm gonna say, don't bring us in that
Y'all can't beat
conversation.
us in Lafayette.
Don't bring us in that
You come to
conversation.
Lafayette straight, I will mess your whole world up.
Listen, we come to Lafayette, we gonna kick pictures off the wall and kick your couch, all right?
No, you
it's
won't.
a different
No, you
football
won't.
game. You play them Bulldogs.
All
right?
I'm going to do is just send those lookers in that food, and you done.
Oh, I'm enjoying myself now. You know,
So that ain't gonna stop
Because
nothing.
we know you won't show up.
I'm showing up to tailgates. I'm showing up to all that.
Yeah, on Monday
need to buy
when the
some-
game
you
over.
You can ask the crew. I have yet to be late for a Bud Light 10. I haven't been late. Not one.
Hold on.
And I ain't here to confirm
I
that.
think Maddie said that's not true.
No.
That one
Kayla
time,
Key over here too now, Fred.
Remember that one time?
I thought it was a 7 o'clock game that night.
All you got to do is throw it out there. He will.
I thought it was a 7 o'clock game that night. No,
Well,
I know
Fred
what
different, dog.
No,
we wasn't expecting that from you, Gary. We expect
No,
that from
I
Fred.
know what had happened. It
do
was
whatever it
daylight
takes to win.
savings time. the day had it. I had lost an hour.
Watches and phones automatically change these days.
Hey, once I
Oh,
lost
yeah.
that hour, it just messed me
We
up.
had these back when I was
Hey,
playing.
Fred, you know what? I'm going to give you some bail because Ryan so lovingly texted me and said, you know what you should mention? Where Fred just came from. And you came from a charity event, servicing your community,
Yeah.
man. How great was that, and what were you doing, brother?
Well, I gave away a Christmas present for the youth over there at the YMCA in Reston, and I had a great time doing it. I think each kid got around 6 presents, and then I raffled off a lot of Washington gear and stuff, of course, for their parents and stuff like that, signed some autographs. So, man, it's fun, man. This what time of year it is. I was always told, and when I was a child, I didn't believe it because I was selfish. I was the only child. and my mama say, you gonna learn that you get more from giving. You feel better from giving than you say receiving. I'm like, nah, that'll never happen to me.
Give me.
That can't possibly be true. But doing stuff like this today, then I had my daughter with me. She loves community service. So it was fun, man, just seeing the smile on them kids' face. That's why we do it. We do it for our kids.
There
Like,
you go, brother.
when we wake up Christmas morning, we won't have anything under the tree.
Maybe some socks.
When we wake up, we're going to be trying to get ready to get you. Make sure you
No,
get
we're
to the
going to
game.
be at work.
Yeah.
That's
man.
a damn
You gonna be
shame.
on
I'm glad
time
you
that
reminded
day?
him, B.
Even on the day of St. Nick, I gotta work. Come on. So
You got to buy those gifts, dog.
I'm gonna wake up early, get the kids the gifts at like midnight, drink some eggnog, you know what I'm saying? Get ready to come to work.
Smoot and Claus gonna be right at that tailgate, ain't he?
I'm gonna be there.
Oh yeah. We
I'ma
can't
be there,
wait
baby.
to see it. It's gonna be the holidays, Fred. We appreciate you pulling up on us here for the Game Day Preview Podcast. We will be back next week, Tuesday, for a special holiday edition of the Preview Podcast from right out here in DC Prime. They take care of us out here in Ashburn, and we appreciate all the fans that pulled up to show love, give love. We got people's
Appreciate
kids
y'all.
here. We got people getting autographs. It is a beautiful thing. And again, shout out to DC Prime for hosting us and taking such great care of us.
And thanks for that fire, DC Prime.
Boy, listen, we're going to need a few more of those. My soul is freezing. I'm your host, Brian Colbert Jr. here with Gary Clark, Brian Mitchell. Shout out to Logan Paulsen. And, of course, the mouth of the South, Mr. Giver, Smoot Claus,
Right.
Fred Smoot. We appreciate
broken
y'all.
right
That
And
Boss
we'll
Lady.
see
Don't
y'all.
forget Boss Lady.
No, don't forget Boss Lady. Don't forget all of our amazing records that pulled up. We got a full house today. Shout out to Anna Newkirk, who isn't here, but she is here in spirit. We will see y'all out here at DC Prime next Tuesday. Peace.